Okay, so now we're going to talk about some power exercises, strictly body weight stuff. So easy, you can do it anywhere, obviously. First exercise, it's one of my favorites. Got this from John Schoenberg. Basically, it's a seated box jump. So we've taken that counter movement out of there. So what we're trying to do is get Joel to jump from this position and jump up as fast as he can and land on the box. So without rocking too far forward. So you see, I'm going to create 90 degrees at the ankle and the knee. He's not tucking underneath and coiling up. So he's going to sit in this position, and there he's going to pop. Okay, we'll do a couple reps. Now we can add here, we can actually use your arms if you're just starting. But we're trying to take all that out of there and make it pretty tough. Or you can actually hug a sandbell or a weight to the chest, or we could just load them up with a weighted vest. But we like to take the arms out of that and just really work on him trying to pop from there. Think about butt comes up off that bench and he lands like a cat. Okay, so next one, moving to upper body, but anytime you do any push-up variation, there's no way to do it without turning that core on. So Will's gonna look at just explosive push-up, plyo push-ups. He's just releasing the hands off the ground. Now he can change this now. We can go to a clap. We can make it tougher. He's gonna touch his chest. He can try to touch his ears, okay, hips, and he can even work his way to a clap behind the back. Oh, here we go, okay? So now we've got this great decelerative strength going on, as well as the explosion to get you off the ground. We can also put you in a deficit, make you pause at the bottom there for about 3 or 4 seconds, and then make you explode without that counter movement. Okay, so now coming back to some explosive jumps, but now getting out of this comfort zone of everything being, you know, like in a squat position, this bilateral position. So now Will's gonna get in a split and work this split jump really nice and deep, right? And he's really getting this good lunge, and he's really thinking about pushing with both feet. Tendency is to lean forward over that front foot and make that front foot do the work. Then we could turn into more of a speed, really pop, just a pop, almost like a running man kind of thing, where we've got a little bit more, it's almost like backboard touches. Okay, so he's working like just real reactive on the jumps on there. Okay, another one that's gonna be, this is gonna be big time unilateral jump now. It's one of my favorite exercises. I really love this. Obviously the brakes are gonna be working like a champ, and we're gonna be working on all 3 planes. It's just this rear foot elevated split jump. So he is using that back foot, especially to hold himself in place. But he's working on trying to get nice deep squat, you know, a good jump. And then now we can kick it up a notch and try to get that nice tuck. And you see how much harder he's having to land, how much harder he's gonna have to work to decelerate. So it's just one of the best exercises you can. It's obviously you want to lead up to this exercise, but it's a tremendous, tremendous exercise for power from that single leg standpoint. All right, so another great explosive jumping exercise is going to be just working this lateral skaters. It's really this frontal plane thing that a lot of times you don't realize how little we train in this frontal plane. And from a sticking perspective and deceleration, it's great because I can make Will stick his landings and decelerate and stop. Or we can go more rapid fire and really work for distance and really work that big, big power production. All right, so here's another great explosive exercise. I'm gonna give Will some resistance. He's gonna get in a good extended position, like a sprinter position. I'm gonna give him resistance for a few steps for demo purposes. I'm gonna peel off, and then he's gonna kind of get this over speed that's gonna happen once he gets the release of that tension. You're right. Ready? Go. So you got a lot of power production there, and then that overspeed when I go from say a couple of 100 pounds of resistance to nothing on that. Okay, so skipping and bounding are great exercises. I really like this power skip, and what we're gonna do is show you 2. First one, Will's gonna really power skip. I'll have him do it now. He's gonna work on driving and trying to get vertical on his jump. So he's not thinking about distance, he's thinking about height. Okay, tons of power going on. Okay, so while you just saw Will trying to get vertical, now he's working distance. Okay, so he's thinking about how far I can get on each bound or skip versus how high I can get on the skips. All right, so now we're gonna look at a couple of bounding variations. And now remember, skipping is you take off and land on the same foot. Now bounding, you're taking off almost like you're running, exaggerate. So the first one Will's gonna do, I call it like a hang time bound. He's really working his power like that first explosive skip where he's trying to get up. He's trying to get hang time like he's floating. So on the next one, it's almost more like a run, but he's bounding, exaggerating, trying to get distance. It's a great, great move. You're working any sprinters, any kind of linear speed, you need to be doing bounding, skipping with these variations if you're working linear speed at all.